for a long time nationally, we haven't really had any policy leadership even. So it's really been a vacuum for a long time here in Australia. That has changed more recently, and we've seen a real uptick in momentum. But without policy, there aren't programs or investments either from that national government to then waterfall down into then state and local governments. So it's been really tough. There are a couple of things that we've done here. I'm a really big believer in focus on the things that you can control and take the steps that you can manage. And so looking towards the steps that were really within our control, our own power use, for example, was a great start and gave us some momentum. Secondly, was really looking for partners that were mostly willing and able, and particularly where those partners could assist with funding, so co-investing. And we do that a lot, even with our greening strategy, our urban forest strategy here in Melbourne. A lot of that program is 50-50 funding. So we're working with the private sector, even on projects on private land, to continue to green the city on the basis that together it has an impact that has good public outcomes right across our city. So I think looking for those partners that are willing but also have resources to be able to work together, and shoulder to shoulder and co-investment really makes it changes the paradigm and the culture in many ways. And look, the last thing I'd say is really building the coalition of the willing amongst those that are in your community and that you represent. We've been able to use the voice of our community, their expectations and their demands to help us advocate up through other levels of government and out across other sectors. And it's very compelling when you speak on behalf of others who are important cohorts to your partners or other levels of government. And one that's been particularly important to us is youth. At the end of the day, as leaders in our community, we really are leading for our youth to make sure that we have a positive legacy for them, that we're not shirking our responsibilities now to create more issues for them in the future. And they're so proactive, intelligent, and full of good ideas. I know from time to time there's a lot of criticism and sometimes conflict, but when we sit down to look at common goals and really mobilise people around the issues that we agree on and the goals that we share, it can create a lot of positive momentum. And look, the last thing is, again, as leaders, we have a responsibility for the most vulnerable in our community, and humanising these elements and helping people understand the reality for people suffering from extreme heat is a life and death situation for people. The loss of our parks and gardens as a result of, again, droughts and heat creates a lot of reaction from local community and other leaders. These humanising and I think really making people understand situations that resonate with them. These create very compelling conversations and I think really mobilise action. So there are a few things that we've done here in Melbourne.